All right, everybody. It should be working. I have some technical difficulties. I'm just a cop. What can I say? I mess up sometimes. Want some people to get on in here. What's going on, man? D Squad. What's going on? What you been up to, man? Can you hear me all right? I'm having some difficulties with this audio. It's not working out for me. Notifications not popping up. I don't know, man. I messed up that first live, so I had to go a second time. Do I have an outer vest? I do not. We're about to, though. We're trying it out. They just gave them 2 officers to try out. Hopefully, we'll get them by April. Everybody will have one. That's the plan. I really want one. I'm guessing what you're talking about. You said outerwear vest and outer carrier vest. Nah, we don't have one. It is at 6, man. It's 6 o'clock. It's 6:08. Yeah. My entire department wants one. We just got a new chief. He didn't want an outer carrier vest. The old chief didn't want an outer carrier vest. The new chief does. Well, it's considering it. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I tried to put 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, just to be clear. Should throw some people off. What's my nationality? What you think? What you think I? What you think I am, man? I'm a lot of things, except a fool. What's going on with y'all, though, man? In the police academy, do you stay there overnight? It depends on where you go. Um, when I was a police explorer, we had this police explorer academy where we stayed there an entire week. It's every year, just once a year in the summertime. You go there for a week. And while we were there were several other agencies. There were state agencies though, and their whole academy is there. So I think it's mostly your state academies and your federal agencies will have you stay overnight. Now, some other states, I do know some other states that like police departments that don't have people stay, but typically your states and your feds will. That would be no fun though. I wouldn't want to do that. That would be hell. When I was in the Police Explorer Academy, they tried to treat it just like an actual police academy would be, and it was hell. It was actually way worse than a police academy. It was hell. how much money do you have to put into the police academy? That is actually a good question. If you watch the like I don't know which video it was, but if you're sponsored, they will pay, I think, the like your base cost for the academy, but you got to pay everything else, like your uniform, your books, all that stuff. That shit's expensive. You talk about $1,500, $2,000 to go to a police academy, where you're not hired yet, and you may not get hired, or you may not finish the academy. And some people had to go to the academy 2 or 3 times. I had somebody in my class that was his 3rd time coming, and he still, they say he dropped out, but he still dropped out. Get hired first. Get hired first. Don't waste that money. Have a great Christmas. Have a run-in with a bunch of those sour. No, I actually did not. Thank the Lord. But yes, my Christmas was good, man. How about yours? Nervous that when I get an FTE, I'm going to have trouble with the geography of my county. I just moved here when I got hired. Any advice? I don't got no advice because I still got trouble to this day. That was my biggest complaint in FTO, was knowing how to get places. My biggest complaint. So I don't know what to tell you on that one. Just what I eventually did was I had one FTO who was just, he wouldn't get off my fucking back about not knowing where I was going. So I went to Google Maps. I zoomed out far enough over the beat that we worked to where the street names didn't show up. I printed that out. And then I printed out one where the street names did show up. And I just wrote them in for memory. I tried to memorize them. And that helped a lot. But other than that, you just got to learn it. What's up, Logan? This goddamn thing won't even touch. You thought tax dollars pay for everything? Depends on which academy you go to. If you go to a police department that has their own academy, which a lot of police departments don't, majority of police departments don't have their own academy. But if you go to one that has their own academy, you don't have to pay for anything. They'll hire you before you start the academy, and you're getting paid while you're going. But if you're going to one that's like at a community college or like a state-run program, then yeah, you got to pay. Is 10 patrol officers a lot for one shift for total population of 40,000? I don't know. We got a town, what do you call them? I guess they're a city right below us. Population where I'm at is 120,000 people. Theirs is probably, I don't know how much it's small. And they only have 3 officers working at night. They be chilling. I don't know. We got 125,000. We have 60. If everybody's there at nighttime, it's 60 officers. That's if everybody's there. No, 60. Around 40, 45. I had a 10 to each team for some reason. Each team or squad should have 20 people. And we have 2 squads working at night. Now, in the daytime is completely different. You got everybody and their mama that works at the police department will be there from 8 to 5. So that's when you got a shit ton of officers there. But nighttime, you just chilling with us 40. Thanks, man. Good looks. Would I work for a larger department? If not, why? If I ever decide to leave, which I don't see me ever want to leave the department I'm at, I would. I think the smaller agencies you get, or you're mid-size, is right where you need to be. Like our city council loves us. Majority of the city loves us. When you start getting to big cities, those city councils start getting ran by citizens who shouldn't be running it. And then they start making decisions on what police should be doing. So now I don't like that. And that's how our two nearest biggest cities are, which is why I chose not to go there, along with some other reasons. But nah, I like where I'm at. Does your department issue the jackets and weather supplies with the badge on it? You got to iron it on it? Nah, we get those. Now, like I say, every department is different. Now, if you go to a department that's just like it's you and the chief working, then yeah, maybe you can expect to be paying for some stuff out of pocket. But if you go to like my department is considered a large department, so you get provided everything. Like literally right after the academy, they gave us this big ass black bag full of shit, and then we went to the equipment specialist lady and got our uniforms and got the test on other shit. But everything's given to you. So if you get high first, you don't have to pay for the academy or not pay as much. This is my last year in high school, so I'm trying to figure out everything before I join. Yeah, if you get hired on, you don't got to pay for anything. They pay for everything, and you're getting paid. Like, in my academy, we would sometimes complain because I think it was 8 to 5. And sometimes our PT sessions would last way past 5. So everybody be complaining, man, like I got stuff to do. Some people had jobs to go to after that. And when we would start complaining, the ones that are hired in my department, our recruiters will let us know real quick that y'all are getting paid to be there. Shut the fuck up. So, yeah, you're getting paid to be there. A lot of people are not. So, you got a PT test for Atlanta next week. Nice. Hope you do well on that. I just had to do the basic motor skills test on January 4th. Then I'll be applying for departments here in South Florida. Nice. Hope you do good on that test too, man. Good luck. The obstacle course. They're really pretty. So when I was an Explorer, Explorers helped me out a lot. When I was Explorer, they let us do the obstacle course. And it wasn't bad. It's mostly, cardio stuff. But when I got hired, I think a few months before, they changed the entire fucking test. And they made it in like 2 parts. But it was still doable. Then they added they changed the whole thing, first of all, but they added more push-ups. You had to carry the dummy for longer. And a whole bunch of other shit they added. Do you have a video on smaller versus? It's whatever your preference is, man. Like whatever you feel comfortable going to. Personally, I like to always be busy. Like I said, we got a department below us with 3 officers. And surprisingly, I don't know why we got it hooked up this way. I guess because they're so short-handed. Or not short-handed, they're actually full staff. But we can see their calls and we can see their units on our call screen. And they be chilling. They be chilling. It's not that busy. So if you want to go somewhere where you could chill and not have calls that often, then yeah, a smaller agency is what you should do. And in fact, a lot of times when people don't work out in FTO, they'll tell you, like, before they let you go, you may want to try a smaller department. Like, because our size department isn't for you. It's too fast-paced. So it's whatever you feel like your comfort zone will be. There is an agency that requires you to pay back if you do not stay 3 years. Yes. So that's how the departments that work around me are as well. Luckily, my agency didn't do that. So they'll just hire you on and that's it. But the 2 agencies, bigger agencies around us, You got to sign that 3-year contract. If you don't make it out of the academy, you got to pay that money back. So, yeah. That's crazy. The rookies choose what vest they want to wear for the day? No. No. Unless you got, like, out-of-carry vest. The sheriff's office here just switched to out-of-carry vest last year. And I think they're just trying to be funny. But whenever we're at the courthouse together, they'll come in, they'll just take that damn vest off, and they see that we're jealous. And they do it anyway. But they'll just come take that shit off, and they can, like, I think they're allowed to change their whole uniform up, like back to the other one, because I still see them wear both uniforms. So it depends on your department. They may allow you to wear different uniforms. The largest drug bust you have been in? I haven't been in too much. I just get like your good old regular heroin, meth, cocaine. My B partner though did start, and he does not like doing traffic stops. And I got up with my boy, Officer C, and we're like, we need to get this motherfucker stopped, like a traffic stop. So we went to the shitty ass hotel, and we were just looking like, all right, go pull that car over. And he finally found a stop on the car, 3 miles up the goddamn road. Actually, it's only 3 miles, it's not that far. But some miles up the goddamn road. It took forever for him to find a stop. And pretty nice amount of weed out of there. But not really anything like too big. Do I plan on joining SWAT? No. Oh, no. What are your shift days and how long are they? So my department does 4 days on, 4 days off. And we work 10 and a half hour shifts. Why do large departments have 2 officers per squad car versus 1 officer? That's not really a large department and a small department thing. It's really based off, if you think about it, it's based off where that department is located at. Here in the South, you won't see too many departments having partners. It's usually like a North thing, or I think it's geographics where you at. But I mean, having more people out on the street, not enough cars. So you got to pair them up. We kind of want the opposite. We want as many cars on the street as we can, but we ain't got the budget to hire so many people. So you got to get your own car. Got to get your own car. I love my own car. Don't put nobody else in my car. Listen, I love the people I work with, but we work together real good. When you can get in your car and I can get in mine. I don't think Officer C is in here, but we actually had to pair up one day. And he's on second shift. I'm on third shift. We had to pair up one day. Let me tell you. We about got into it that day because he tried to play me. We're going to let that go. Say that for another day. I forgot all about that too. You just bring it up. But New Year channel level so far. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining in. What are your days off? Whatever it falls on. 4 days on, 4 days off. Just keep doing that. Ever been in court for hours just for your case to be dismissed? So I don't know how like different agencies work. Well, actually, I do. Some different agencies. Some of you have to get called in for court. Hey, come into court. We need you. We don't do that. We have a court day. So we have on and off day. We have to go to court. And the city tries to play us because they say we're getting paid for this day, but we're really not. They claim we owe them time based off that 4 day on, 4 day off schedule. But anyway, we got a court day. We go in there. We're there from 8 to 5. And whatever cases we got, that's what we do. Typically, trials don't start to about 1 o'clock, till 2 o'clock, sometime after lunch. So, and that goes to however long it is. And yes, it pisses me off because they'll tell you, hey, after after lunch, I need you to come back. We're going to trial. And then you come back, you sit for 2 hours, and they're like, oh, we're just going to dismiss it. Or we're going to continue it. And meanwhile, your team's at home or out doing nothing. So, hey, you got hired today, lit. Congratulations, man. Wish you the best on that. Fastest speeding ticket I ever wrote. I don't have radar. Nope. So I put in a training request to go to radar school at the beginning of the year. I don't know why it took me so long to do it, but I put in at the beginning of the year. COVID happened, stopped it. They canceled all classes. So I just put in for it again this month. So I should be going in March. But funny story about that is that when I first got hired, but I got out of FTO. They put me up north side, and I'm like, lit. I put over like 10 cars my first hour. And as I'm driving, I see this car like pass 2 other cars, like he's flying. And so I do a U-turn, pull him over. And I remember this guy, and I thought he was a police officer that worked. We had a police officer that was like hurt or something. And he was working at the front desk of the police department. And I thought that's who it was. So I was like, damn, man, like, you need to slow down. He's like, I wasn't speeding. And I was like, you were speeding. He's like, what's the speed limit? And I was like, damn, I don't even know what the speed limit is. So I was like, no matter what, like, goddamn, like, I don't know what I would do. I didn't know the speed limit. So I felt dumb. It's my first day out of MTO. And I did that dumb shit. But it turned out to be the magistrate. Like, the magistrate. So I think about 2 days later, my lieutenant called me in the office, and he's like, so you put over the magistrate? I'm like, yeah. For what? Like, he was speeding. He's like, he said he wasn't speeding. Don't ever do that shit again. So, I don't know. Bro was speeding, though. I don't care what he says. What's the pros and cons of working in a tourist city such as... So I also work in a city such as that. And I don't really know any pros or cons. I guess it just gets really busy. Like, we have an influx of people twice a year. And luckily, I don't got to deal with it too much because I work nighttime. So people are back in their damn hotel rooms or wherever they're staying at. But for day shift, it's like horrible. When I used to work day shift, you can't drive anywhere. It's fucking horrible. I would want to do it. But that's really the only thing. It's like pedestrians just walking around. Like, my city is not like that other than those 2 times a year. How hard was the training for you? Are you meaning the police academy? Yeah, specify what you mean on that. But thanks. I'm loving the channel. What are the advantages of being a minority hire? I don't think there's any advantages of being a minority hire. That's pretty funny that you call me a minority hire. So basically my whole department is white, obviously. But my whole team was also white for forever. And I was the only black guy, only like person of color, period. And then at the beginning of the year, I got a beat partner who was Dominican, and I got like a zone partner who is Mexican. And we started hanging out all the time. And everybody's always like, they don't see me no more because I'm hanging out with them. I'm like, what's wrong? Yeah, are you mad because I'm hanging out with the other minority hires? Like, what's going on? And they'll make them feel uncomfortable, but I don't know, it's kind of funny. You thought police car had GPS system to tell you where to go, or do you have to automatically know where you're going? They do tell you where to go, but it's on the computer, right? So when you're driving, there's a little lag in that GPS, that little arrow that follows you around. There's some lag to that. So occasionally what would happen is I'll be driving too damn fast and I'll miss the house. Or you get an FTO who's like, you're not using GPS, and they'll turn it off. So you can't see it on the map, like see where you are on the map. And when you're going emergency traffic, you ain't got time to be sitting there looking at the map. That's dangerous. You got to know where you're going. So it's typically you get your emergency car, you look to see where it is on the map, and then you just take off going. That's typically what happens. So you kind of got to know where you're going. In FTO, I made a lot of mistakes. I had to pull over a lot to try to figure out where the hell I was going. What was the oldest person you've seen hired for your department? Thanks and stay safe. I believe he was 40, and he actually came through with me. We got hired at the same time. Went through the academy at the same time. He struggled the entire time. He just wasn't a good test taker. He always said that. He wasn't a good speaker. And he just struggled. Bro just struggled. So he didn't make it out of FTO. But I think 40. But we got some 38s and 37s. These old motherfuckers. I'm kidding. Y'all are young too. What was your experience with juvie law and BLET? So we just had an update in juvie law, like basically it changed from 16 being juvies to like 17 and below now. Are treated as juvies. We used to could charge 16 to 17-year-olds like adults. We can't anymore. But juvie law is always that topic that most cops hate. Don't know why. It's literally not that hard to fill out a juvenile petition to charge a juvenile. Most cops hate it. But juvenile law is something that you really gotta like understand because there's so much stuff you can't do with juveniles. Like for instance, my police department has a holding area in the police department. Not every police department has that. So when we arrest somebody, we bring them to the police department to process them, and then we take them to the jail. Some other departments, you take them straight to the jail, process them there. We do shit backwards, or the old way. But you can't leave juveniles in a holding cell when there are like adults inside of that holding area as well. And a lot of officers forget that. That is a big thing. Like walking to the police department and you see a juvenile in here and an adult sitting here, you're like, bro, you know they can't hear each other or see each other by state law when they're in the holding area. So, I mean, along with that, and if you put them in a holding area, you got to fill out all this paperwork. It's just BS. So a lot of officers try to stay clear from that. But it's definitely some, I don't even know. I get it. I eventually want to do SRO. So I try to dive into it a little more, but hell, even I still don't understand it all the way. Thanks, man. What do you normally eat at work and why? Whatever I can get. If I don't bring food, I usually take a salad if I'm gonna cook some. If I'm gonna make something at home, usually chicken salad. But if I don't, then it's whatever's open. Honestly, I work at night, and everything closes at 8, 9 o'clock. I don't go until 8. Have I ever had to apply medical aid to someone? We have a shit ton of shootings in my city, dude. That is. Luckily, my beat partner, she's also an EMT. So she does a lot of that stuff. She'll take over. Like, if I get to a scene and somebody's shot, I'm looking around because she's running like fast as hell with her med bag and will push my ass out the way. I'm like, yeah, you do that. My Mississippi, no. Are you worried about the police officer shooting in Columbus making national news? I don't even know what shooting that is. Have to look into that. Haven't heard about it. Have ever spotted it code through, but there was so much traffic? Yes. So we had an officer that used to work with us. We were actually working off duty this day. And one of the SROs at the school was on the radio, and he's yelling for help. So they declared him Sigma Zero, which is officer down. Like, everybody's going. Like, we have assistant chiefs, detectives, like, everybody's flying to get there. And this was during the day. And we were out directing traffic. We had just got relieved by 2 other officers. Like, we were taking turns directing traffic. But I tell you, it was so damn busy on this road. And I tell you, I did so much shit getting to him that I should not have done. Like, swerving in and out. Like, it was insane. We got there, they finally canceled us because they had like 100 officers like in the building already. And the chick officer that was behind me was like, dude, like, you shouldn't have been driving like that. I was like, girl, bye. You was right behind me. Right behind me. And man, those come with the job. Just choose wisely. Have you ever used license siren just to go eat? Never. And whenever you turn your license siren on, your camera turns on. All that stuff is tracked. So no. Do you have a personal order to where you patrol, or do you keep it random? I keep it random. There's one part of mine that is like a huge prostitution area. So I try to hit that really hard. But it's at random times. I know all the prostitutes by first name. They know me. They're not going to stop prostituting. I'm just out there just to make their time look harder. They're not going to stop prostituting whatsoever. And they cuss me out every time they see me. I do have one that we're pretty cool. We're pretty cool with each other. She took me on a vehicle pursuit, a short vehicle pursuit, and then a foot pursuit. Not even arrest her. We were that cool. I got out of the car and yelled at her when she started running. And I was like, I know damn well she did not fucking take off running from me. Like, she is our South Side. I'm not even gonna call her name. But I'm driving down the street, and I just happen to turn on this road going towards where the prostitutes are. And as I'm driving by, I see a person like slaps down in the car and do this as I'm driving by. So I'm like, what the hell? As I'm looking back, there's no tag on the car, so I do a U-turn and she fucking takes off. Like, that was the funniest shit ever. Has your department done anything different regarding to officer safety? Nah, man. Unfortunately, no matter how good your officer safety is, it's kind of hard to stop a bullet from coming your way. All right. And in both those situations, I don't know exactly like how their officer safety was, but when you're approaching like buildings for like alarms or something, I mean, those people know that you're coming because the alarm is going off. So they're just setting up waiting on you. So, I mean, officer safety is there to help you and try to like prevent some stuff, but you can't prevent everything, unfortunately. There are some that you didn't know when you were in FTL. What's some advice for us? Spend more time studying. Know your laws. Know what you can do. Be proactive when you're out there. They expect you to be proactive. That's really it, man. Know your laws. Be proactive. Have you noticed a difference in your job since George Floyd murder? Like, how does the public suspects treat you since that incident? Honestly, there's an uptake a while, but you gotta think about it. this isn't the first time that they think the police did something that they shouldn't have did, right? So for forever, like since I first started this job, it's always been F you, you're gonna beat me up, or I'm scared. Now a lot more people have on traffic stops did that whole on the steering wheel, I don't want to get shot, so I'm not moving my hands, that bullshit. But as far as attitudes, no, it's really been the same. Still waiting on your video rating the fire department for snacks. I will actually do that. So when for some reason she didn't activate. So to get into the fire department, you have key cards, and the police department, and we're supposed to have access to all of them in the city. My key card did not for a while. That's when I was at Northside. I knew some of the ones up Northside. When they moved me Southside, she activated my key card for all of them, but I don't know them, so I'll never go in there. And if I go in there, it's like it'll be like 12, 1 o'clock, and they be asleep. So I try to be respectful, not just like bust up in there. But I'm gonna do it one day. See what they do. Bro, I don't know what the hell that even is. I don't know what that says. Were you ever in a pursuit before? Stay safe. Sorry. Okay. Yes, I've been in pursuit before. Me personally, my department has a weird policy about pursuits. So I'd rather not get into one because you can pretty much bet that you're gonna get written up for getting into one. But yes, I've been in them before. Can you carry your weapon on you when you're off duty? Yes. If someone flashes you on a traffic stop, can you arrest them? Flashes what? Let's get specific here. Flashes what? Knowing how things are today, would you still join or do anything different of the channel? Thanks for loving the channel, man. Yes, I would still join. Like I want to do this since I was little, man. And I grew up around family who don't like the police. So I've always heard like dumb shit about police. So, I mean, that's nothing new. If I go to a call, you talking, then I mean, I grew up with that. It doesn't bother me. We don't have sergeants. We don't have corporals, and we don't have sergeants. We started lieutenants, and by policy, you have to be here at least 10 years before you can become lieutenant. So how long? A while. If you don't have a car where they give you a police car to drive, if you don't have like a personal car, if you don't have a personal car, I don't know. I don't think my department will probably hire you without a personal car. That says something about your finances. I don't know, but my department allows you to drive your car basically anywhere. So if your car did break down or something, you could drive your police car. But only caveat to that is that if anything happens in front of you, you have to act on that. So use that wisely. I go to an Explorer post and the director, a sheriff detective, said he searched someone and saw drugs in their crotch. What was the weirdest thing you found and where? Actually, not. I haven't had anything like that. Now I was there when apparently somebody went into the jail and she had a little small revolver Stuffed up in her. Okay. That's all I'm saying on that. Okay. Do y'all still use Crown Vics? No, we finally phased those out last year. So everybody's in charges. And now charges aren't making V8s anymore for police. No, they're not doing all-wheel drives for police anymore. So now we're going away from charges now again. Like we phased out Crown Vics to go to charges. Now charges stop making this, and now we're going to something else. Trying to decide between firefighting and policing. Get out. There's no decision. Police. You gotta ask yourself, when you see a call, do you want to be back there or at the call? That's what firefighters do. They're back there. Can you see them? They're back there. Yeah. While the police are up there handling the call. Now, my hat's off to firefighters because I'm not fighting no fire. But everything else, I need to be there. Test of braveness. If you heard an active shooter from AR-15, would you engage or wait for SWAT? You don't have a rifle. Well, we have policy on this now. We have training on this now that you go to that for an active shooters. If it's an active shooter. If it's not, now by active shooter, I mean somebody like in a Walmart just shooting people. That's an active shooter. If we're going to a domestic call and he's in there with an AR-15, I'm waiting for other people to get there. There are 2 people in that house, right? So if he's in there shooting, he probably shot them. So ain't no need for you to rush in to go in there to try to prevent other people from dying, and they might probably already died. So yeah, active shooter, you go in. Other situations, you use your best judgment right then. Are you Republican, Democrat, Independent, or something else? I am me. I am none of that. I'm just me. Am I related to B? Why would you think I'm related to B Tatum? No, I'm not related to B Tatum. Her breast. No, I would not. The funny thing, when I just said about the prostitutes, I got this one prostitute that hates my guts. Okay, she hates everything about me. And I stopped to talk to her one day. It was the first time I've ever seen her. I talked to her, and it didn't go that well. And she got on the phone and called my supervisor right in front of me, or called communications for my supervisor to come right in front of me. I was like, whatever, forget her. Well, about a week later, I pulled over her car, and she's in the car, and her breasts are out. And I can't remember her name, so I'm like, what's your name? And she gave me a fake name, and I was like, that's not the name I remember. But she cussed my ass out. Let me tell you, she claimed that I pulled her breast out. She said I wanted to see it. When I finally got her in the back of my car, she had a warrant. When I got her back in my car, we got cameras that point in the back. She laid down in my back seat and covered up the camera with her foot because she claimed I was. Let me tell you, there ain't nothing on that woman I wanted to look at, okay? When I think of reserve police officers, when I retire, I would do reserve. That is the best gig there is. You still get to be police, and you get to work off duty. Like at my department, you still get to work off duty and make off duty pay. Lit. Sign me up. Do we chase motorcycles? We don't chase. We got a strict policy, so I'm going to say no. Have we ever? Yes. What police position would I want to be at? I don't know. I think captain is like the best spot to finish at. Captain is the best delegating spot to retire at. Like, chief's too much on you. Assistant chiefs, you got the chief nagging you. Captain, you got the assistant chief on you, but you got so many people under you to delegate under you. That's what you want right there. What if that gun went off? Oh, it'd been over for her. It's so many dumb excuses, man. I can't even think of them. But you definitely get a lot. And you breach it. Listen. So I used to stay when I was growing up. We stayed in the projects, and we would literally have that entire projects outside playing cops and robbers. And me and my older brother were the only two cops ever, like always, and everybody else were robbers. And we would go and find any stick that resembled a gun and put that in our pants. And that's what we would just do. Anywhere we moved, and we moved all the time, that's what we would do. Like, this is legit. Shots fired calls, we get those maybe at least 6 times a night. I am leaning police because of how hands-on it is. It would be awesome to become a motorcycle police officer. I love motorcycles and murder service, so that would be perfect for me. I've never ridden a motorcycle, and I don't really have a desire to do it, but it's definitely a unit that people want to join. Like my department, if you ask me what the motorcycle officers' names are, I can't tell you. I know they're older, they're close to retirement, and they've had that position since damn near I was born. And typically when they get in that position, they don't leave. But they're all look like they're about to retire pretty soon. So positions should be coming open for new officers to get there. But it's not something that I'm interested in. What do I think of younger officers? If you're mature enough to do it, then do it. Start early. Why not? Like I started right at 20. Should the size of the city, county you want to work for influence your decision? Decision on what? Working there? I mean, it should. Just take that into consideration. How busy will it be? Like, how's the city council? How's it like working conditions? All that. The hardest exercise or training activity? So we had this one guy that loved to run. And we were running one day. And as we're not near the end yet. But I said to the person beside me, I was like, bro, he has to have a van waiting down here to take us back. Because like I said, we got done with the academy at 5. And we'd already been running for an hour. And it was past 5. So like he has to have a van wherever he's about to stop at for us to catch that van back and ride it back to the building. And I tell you, this man got to this corner, looked at us and said, all right, let's head back. My heart dropped, okay? The longest run I've ever had in my damn life. But that's what he would do. And you'd have to do that, and he would have you carry a fucking dummy. So basically, you've been in line, and you have to pass the dummy up the line, back down the line as you're running. Kill that. Kill that. What police car do I? Yes, I have. And I've already been talking to him. What police car do I drive? I drive a 2013 Dodge Charger. Would I join a tactical team? No. No, sir. Do I watch any of the cop channels? Yeah. I watched Officer 401 before I became a cop. I haven't really watched the Tatum report. There was a guy called Deputy Tatum, I think, something like that. I used to watch him. I think everybody's seen Mike the Cop. I don't know what Good Luck America is, but yeah, I watched them. What do they use as the CAD? Do they always have to go dispatch? So they have a laptop under their damn seat, or however that works, and they print their tickets out like the rest of us. So they'll get on their computer to do it. But they don't have to go and dispatch to run names. They'll do it on the computer. The department's hired based on numbers, or is it an annual thing? Depends on the departments. Like our department is at 265 officers, so we won't stop hiring until we get probably our quota, our given number is 265. We'll probably hire 267, I believe they say, just to cover like future retirements. That way, by the time they get through with everything, the retirees will be gone, and they'll come in and it'll make 265. 265s are capped, so they're going to be hiring until they reach that 265. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. How much paperwork is required for a pursuit? None on my end. But the supervisor's end, they have to do a packet on it. I don't know what that packet consists of, but they have to type up either justifying your pursuit or not justifying your pursuit. Sometimes you gotta give an officer statement. Like we had a pursuit a week ago, a week's change ago. Should we have pursued? That'll be up to the chief, the assistant chiefs, my captain, my lieutenant. It's up to them. But for them, it's a lot of paperwork because they got to do the packet on that. For me, it's just an incident report. If something happened, if they got away, then it's just maybe a field sheet where it's just like a small report, just documenting that we chased them, they got away. But if we chased them and we actually got them and got crimes or something, we do an incident report. But that's it. So not much paperwork on that. Unless you start getting them to a pursuit and then they crash and you get drugs and then they get several card. It can start turning into a whole bunch of bullshit. You crash, they kept going, you got a hit and run report, and an accident report. It's two different reports. And that's for everything that they hit. And then you got, if they crash again or whatever, then you got a tow report, then you got the incident report, then you got the arrest report. It adds up. Then you got the prosecution summary. It does start to add up. But let you fill out an application when you're 18, like fresh out of the high school. That's what I want to do. It depends on where you're going. If they'll hire you at 18, then yes, they will. Most agencies won't hire you to 21. Some places are exceptions to that. Most want them to 21. Some will start taking you at 20. But you got to be 21 by the time you're sworn. So it's whatever. It's whatever that agency or state allows. The best experience I had while I was training in the academy. I think the best experience was leaving. The academy was not enjoyable at all. I guess meeting people from different departments though, because now you got connects in different departments. If something happens, you need something, you got friends there that can do it. But I don't really know. I don't know. How many canines do we have? Maybe 9. I think around 9. What's up, man? Started the academy on Monday. Nice. Nice. That should be, I won't say, it should be fun. Depending on how you are. Some people like academy type shit. They like stuff like that. I don't. Accountability laws? No. Pretty much just hates on police. Deputy Tatum is now Tatum Report, I guess, and pretty much does news. Now, the Deputy Tatum I'm talking about is a different guy than Tatum Report. Tatum Report is a light-skinned dude, I think. Deputy Tatum, his department made him stop doing videos, something like that. They're two different people. What do I think about short stature officers? I don't know. They just short. I don't know. One of my friends though, she's only probably right at 5 feet. She's the shortest we have in the department, like Asian chick. Why do cops hate accident reports so much, and how long are they? I can't lie. When I first started, I hated them too. Now I don't mind them. I can get it done about 5, 6, 7 minutes. For a typical crash, it's a lot of codes. The report is just, it's a lot of, I don't know. It's just a lot of codes. Like you go through the report, and it's not really easy to do. It's really not. It's a lot of measuring and being able to transfer that to report. It's just a lot to do. What rank doors you have? You got to do that over. Yeah, I'm getting it done tomorrow, bro. Don't worry about me, man. I'm not gonna make you lose it, he said. So we get to keep our facial hair. We had it before was it No Shave November, and let us keep it for December. But she sent out an email a couple days ago saying we can keep it. It's been nice, but it's getting cut off tomorrow, or cut down tomorrow, shaped up. Don't worry about me, man. Don't worry about me. I had a felony from 10 years ago. Was wondering if there was any way to get into law enforcement. Thank you. Honestly, probably not. Not with a felony. It's kind of hard to work around a felony. No matter what it's for. Who is the most cocky and self-bragging person in your department? That is funny because he just commented. This guy right here. He is the most cocky, self-bragging in my department. If you're still on, actually, I'll tell them what you told me the other week, and I had to prove you wrong about that. He told me on a call, they just got some drugs from this guy, and he says, I know what you did wrong this year. I said, what was that? He said, you started slacking because of COVID. I said, what? He said, I checked the numbers and I have more arrests than you. And I said, well, you have to arrest a lot of people from Walmart. And he said, no, it's not it. I proved his ass wrong. I have way more arrests than he does. Walmart arrest king, you are. Walmart's a given arrest. A given arrest, all right? They tried to play me. They tried. What's the dumbest reason people call 911? Food, their kids, argument, something? Yeah, we have one guy that calls in because he wants food. You got people call in to 911 for anything. Any goddamn thing. They'll call in. We're their friends. We're here to talk. Apparently, we got one guy to call. He gets so comfortable, and he calls in, "Hey," and it's really the dispatcher's fault. They'll sit on the phone with him for 30, 45 minutes, and they're like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, yeah, I want some food," and then they'll ask the officer that's like their friend to go take him some food, and he starts to do that shit repetitively, and it's their fault, 100%. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. Winning is not winning, my friend. What you told me is that you had more rest. And I said, yeah, you have more rest in Walmart. And you said, no, it all came from drugs and guns. Or you might have just said drugs. You're beating me because when I was gone for 2 weeks. And you're beating me because of Walmart. Those are given a rest. So we're just talking about proactivity arrest. I got you. But if you want to take Walmart arrest king, you got it. You got it. Most of your arrests come from Walmart as well. You and him will get along then. Walmart arrest kings over here. What rank am I? I'm a police officer too. There is a set minimum age requirement. Is that police officers are legal age of 18, so departments are able to set their age requirement here. Other than that, then you can do it at 18 if they're taking you for that. Walmart arrest king and more drug trafficking arrest. More drug trafficking arrest. More drug trafficking arrests. I have to research that too. I can pull this stuff up, man. I can pull it up. Well, if you're working tomorrow, we'll check it tomorrow. But if you do, congrats. Congrats. Like you said, COVID. Apply with NC Highway Patrol in January. Stay safe. Nice, man. Good luck writing all those tickets. I couldn't do it. But I got your 6 as well. Bet. Bet. You can come on here if you want to. We can hash this thing out. We can hash this thing out, boy. Let me know. Let's see. Oh, he's very salty. He's a salty guy. He's a salty guy. How many people have I arrested? I don't even know. I don't remember how much it was. I'm having to use my phone. I got it all on my phone. When he said that, I went to our record management system and I just started gathering numbers. Started gathering numbers up. Yeah, like I said, it's whatever agency allows. Have I ever been in a shootout? No. Somebody asked about arrest. I can't even find it. Oh. It's hard to like remember like specific stories about stuff, no matter how funny or whatever they were. So I think I'm gonna do tomorrow is I'm gonna go through my arrest for this past year and see if I can remember based off the name or what the rest was a funny one or some funny ones to tell. Because other than that, I just don't remember. All right, see you, man. Thanks for joining in. There you go. Walmart arrest king, boy. Ain't nothing wrong with that though. Somebody has to be the one arresting people from Walmart stealing. Somebody has to do it. And we chose Officer C to do that. So we thank him for his service. How do you deal with high crackheads? So I can deal with everybody else. You just got to tell them something several times before they do it. But majority of the time, it's just you get a good laugh. You don't got to go in too strong with them because it's gonna be funny. Listen, I have said this from day one. They 100% need their own police department, and they can 100% afford it. As often as we're down there, and Officer can prove this because he's a Walmart arrest king. As often as we're down there, they can have their own police department. Ain't no need. Sometimes it's back to back calling us. Chill out. And luckily, what got him is that Walmart started closing at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that. And my shift starts at 8. So he was getting all the calls, and when I came in, I didn't have to go to Walmart at all, like this whole year. So that was lit. That would be pretty cool, except they're pretty damn expensive. If you want to go drop thousands of dollars on it, then yeah, it'll be a good investment. But they're pretty expensive. Have I ever been hurt on a job? No. Mm-mm. Let's see. Yes, they do. I finally decided to put my application in for Raleigh PD. Other than the typical cardio, push-ups, sit-ups, are there any workouts you wish you did before the academy? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Run, push-ups that they'll have you hold until they feel like they're tired of watching you hold it. And sit-ups. That's it. I'm in North Carolina. What's after the physical? It depends on where you are, but depends on where you are. Like the neighboring agency beside us, they did their physical the first thing. So you put your application in, and then you go in for your physical, and then you start everything else. Mine was you apply, you go in for the interview, you do your physical, and then I think you did your psychological stuff. Have I had a civilian ride along yet? I've done a few. I've gotten some good calls. Haven't gotten to ride in a while because my ride along officer has been busy. Have you had a civilian? I've had a shit ton of civilian ride alongs. I said it in that ride along video. I think most officers don't like ride alongs. They don't like people in their car. So instead of letting people come ride with us and have bad experiences, I said I'll take in almost every ride along that my team has had. So yeah, I've had a few. Now, I had the same experience though. I rode with my friend like 5 times before I applied here, and I don't think we arrested somebody but one time, and that was on a warrant service. We went and picked him up, actually in a different city. We went and picked him up and then bring him back, but that was it. Like, it was dead. And I used to like question. I was like, this is gonna be pretty boring. But working here, I don't know how I managed to ride with him that many days and not arrest anybody. Because there's days when you're arresting like a shit ton of people in one day. So I don't know. Just got a job at the sheriff's office as an inmate services tech. Is that a good foot in the door? I guess so. Anything just to get inside. I don't know how beneficial it is to get like we have some people that work in records here. They don't like to be called records, but they work in records. And some of them say they want to be police too, and that's just the way. I don't know, because you could just apply. I don't know if you necessarily need to have like a foot in the door. Some places, I guess you would. I don't know. I guess it's like department culture. But yeah, if you're in there, then start getting to know the recruiters, whoever does that stuff. Become one of your supervisor's favorites. Start working your way up. No, I have not. Do you have to cut your dreads when you join the police? And why do men and women have? Listen, stuff just ain't fair for us. It just ain't fair. So, I don't know. But yeah, typically, I haven't seen anybody with dreads, and we have a policy against it. So, I don't know. Nice, man. I hope you do good on that. Start practicing for that. Never give up your number. Take their number. Don't give up your number. All right. Why is it some sheriff's officers make the officers start in the jails or PD put officers on the streets immediately? I don't know. I think they just want you to have an experience of working in the jail because PD has nothing to do with the jail. I've never stepped foot into like one of those areas where the jail cells are. I don't know what it's called, but we have nothing to do with jails. Sheriff's offices does, and I'm guessing if the deputies that work inside the jail, they're ever short, they need to take you off the street and put you in there. So you need to have experience with that. I don't know. They do the same thing here though. What do I think about the Border Patrol route? My partner actually, well, he wasn't my partner. He just got moved to the opposite rotation. But he started with Border Patrol, but I think he can't miss a certain amount of tests, and he missed a test, so he came here afterwards. But that's your route. That's your route. Take that route. He liked it from while he was there. I watched Chicago PD or any cop shows. Not Chicago PD. I loved Southland. What else? I can't even think of other shows. Southland's like my favorite though. I love Southland. I like Rookie Blue. I've watched The Rookie. No, it's too fake. I don't like watching stuff that's too fake, and it's just overly fake. I can't do it. I've tried to get into it. I just can't. Oh, I used to love Blue Bloods. Yeah, I used to love Blue Bloods. Actually, I used to always watch Walker Texas Ranger as a kid. That's like also one of my favorite shows. Oh, what's the other old show? In the Heat of the Night. In the Heat of the Night. You should love that show too. Ryan invited me to ride with him, but ever since Thanksgiving, he's been busy and said I can't come. Is that just court days or just busy around the holidays, or is a lot of cases working? I don't know. We can't do ride-alongs at all because of COVID. I've tried watching Chicago PD. I couldn't get into it. Like I don't like. I couldn't get into that, and I couldn't get it. I can't get into Law and Order. It's not for me. Uh, yeah, I like In the Watch too. That was definitely lit. But I can't do shows that are like overly fake, and that's what The Rookie is. There was also another one. I think it was 911, something like that. Just overly fake. I can't watch it. There was one on, I don't know if it was Netflix or Hulu, called NYC. So I can find it real quick. NYC 22. Yes, it's on. I don't know where I watched it at. I watched it somewhere, but NYC 22 is really good too. But they got canceled, so it's not that many seasons. Reno 911. I finally got annoyed at that show too, but that was definitely the shit. I actually, in elementary school, I just got a portable DVD player for Christmas, and I was watching. I paused it on Niecy Nash's. It was the Miami PD one when they were on the beach. And Niecy Nash had on that thong. I was on the school bus and I paused it. And I went to a magnet school, so we had elementary kids and middle and high school kids on the bus. I don't know who in the hell snitched on me. I don't know if I was watching porn or what, but yeah, Niecy Nash and that thong. All right. Yes, sir. Law and Order is born. 911 is good. Can't get 911 either. They give you one cop and she just does everything. I can't get into it. No. So typically you need a degree. So my department need an associate's degree to be a lieutenant, and then a bachelor's to be a captain. Is that how it worked? I think so. When doing off duty, is it different locations such as grocery stores and schools, or can you regularly patrol? When getting hired off duty, you get hired off duty by a company. So if you get hired at the grocery store, you can only be at the grocery store. You can't go anywhere else. Have I watched Bosch? No. Flint PD is a good show. I think I watched that. Was that on Netflix? Let's see. Yeah, I watched that. If you're talking about units, planning to go to the housing unit next, school resource officer. Uh, I don't know. I think that's my two next choices. You thought we could do overtime? Like just come in, I'm gonna off day do overtime? No, we can't do that. How many detective divisions are there? Homicide, white collar sex crimes, crimes against children. I mean, you're basically naming them. We got gang detectives. You got cyber crimes on there, like cyber crimes, stuff like that. Domestic violence detectives. I don't know. It's a lot of them, and honestly, I work nights. I don't even know who they are. A lot of time we'll meet people by doing a report, and you get an email back from somebody about your report that you don't even know. But yeah. I'm doing good, man. I've been off for 3 years. I would actually do a horseback uh, patrol. I wouldn't mind that. Do we have SWAT? Yes. Am I on it? No. Do I plan to be on it? No. Can you go on shift to help with a call, then go back off duty? Technically, yes, you can. Would they like that? No, because then they got to pay you. When all those protests and stuff happened, we were on standby. But one of the dudes from my team, were we on standby? Or we had to go in later? No, we had to go in later that night. I think we got called in or something. But one of the dudes from my team, I get there and he's like already like dressing his stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I felt like they needed some help, so I just came in earlier. Like he's been there 6 hours already. No one told him to come in. He just decided he wanted to come in and work. That's on you, bro. I don't know if he put in for overtime or that or not. But without permission, you shouldn't do that. Unless you don't want to get paid. If you don't want to get paid, then you do what you want. Is it worth it? Technically, any degree is worth it, to be honest. Really, any degree. It's just a backup plan to get into something else other than criminal justice. Say it doesn't work out, what's your backup plan? You got a degree in criminal justice. Are you still want to do something in criminal justice? Probably not. Probably just a cop and that's it. Like, if you can't be a cop, then you go like something totally different. I had a friend who couldn't be a cop for some personal reasons, or some stuff he got into or something. I don't know. He's been telling me lies, but he went from wanting to be a cop to he went back to school for a massage therapist. Like massage therapist. And then he stopped doing that, or he got a certificate, I think, and then it went back for something else. It's like completely random. Like just do something generic, get a business degree or something. Without permission, he can't demand pay. Exactly. He could put in a slip for it. Like we have overtime slips. You put it in, and it gets approved by your captain. I mean, he could put in for it. Will he get paid for it? Probably not. Will he probably get written up for it? I don't know. Just do stuff on your own like that. Yes, it's throwing everything off. So I sleep mostly until it's time to go back to work. So relationships has been affected. Yes. Have lost a lot of friends because of my career choice. I don't know if I lost them. They are more distant friends. But we're still cool, just more distant. Don't talk as often. I've been with my agency for 3 years. Do I randomly have my radio on even off duty? No. So that's something I did. That's something that I used to do. We finished the academy, and then we had what my agency calls a mini school, which is another month of stuff that my agency actually puts together. And we got our radio a day after mini school, but we were not sworn in yet. I mean, a day after the academy, but we were not sworn officers yet. But they just gave our radios, I guess, just to have and start listening to them. So that whole month until we got sworn, I used to listen to it. Couldn't understand shit they were saying, but I listened. But actually, after starting the job, I don't want to hear that shit no more. It gets real annoying. Um, unless I see something on TV, like on the news, and it's giving me information I didn't even know about something that's going on right now, I'll turn it on to hear that. But other than like just listening, no. If you start working as a cop, would you become a security guard or other job? No. If I stopped working as a cop, then I would go back to school, probably, and do what my second choice was and become a math teacher. You only got one semester left. You can't afford college anymore. Do you still have a chance? Yeah, you still got a chance. It just depends on if your agency you're wanting to go with requires a degree or not. Some require it, some don't. Some prefer it, some don't care. Do you think people should be able to join if they have been arrested but then have led a normal life? Depends on what you're arrested for. It really depends on what you're arrested for. If there's a special site, just go to whatever agency you're trying to apply to. They'll have a hiring page and they'll have all the information there. All right. Literally almost done with your academy. We are currently doing patrol tactics right now. You can't wait for it to be over and start working on the road. I 100% remember those days where you couldn't wait. And then for me, some of my paperwork got messed up, and everybody else I started with got sworn in before I did. So that pissed me off even more. So I got sworn in late. But yeah, that whole waiting time of like, all right, you're in the academy. And the closer you get to finishing the academy, the more anxious you get of like wanting to get on the road. It's gonna come. What if you're wrongfully convicted and you got out of jail, but your record is not clear? Can you still join law enforcement? You have to explain all that. Everything's on a case by case basis, so it depends on what it was. It depends on if you were actually wrongfully convicted or not. Just depends on a lot of stuff, but it's a case by case basis. Might have to get that arrest expunged. The thing is, even if you get arrest expunged, it's expunged from the court system records, but it's not expunged from the police records. They're not the same. So what you get expunged, we can still see. We're gonna always see it. Getting it expunged doesn't mean we have to erase that off of your police record. We're gonna always see that, but the courts will get rid of it. Changes on patrol, man, not a damn thing. They started some stuff for about a week, and then it became, all right, y'all start doing your job again. I don't know. But it's kind of hard to change because people are still committing crimes, and it's kind of hard to comply with policies or some stuff. Like the other day, I got into a foot chase because I seen this dude at Walmart that I was just looking for from a larceny call from another place. And I get out my car to talk to him. And as I get out, I'm like, God damn, I forgot my mask. So he's like in front of my car. I'm like reaching the end of my car trying to get my mask. And as I'm doing that, I'm like, you could tell he's about to run. I'm like, hey, bro, like, chill out, stay right there. I'm like, still trying to reach for my mask. And he takes out running, trying to chase after him for that. It's kind of hard to comply with policy in this job because stuff still happens so fast. So Are you meaning Officer C? He probably left. He got upset. Walmart King, he got upset. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to change stuff when you're still busy. They require masks, but if it's if it's a hot call, you ain't got time. But anyway, it's been an hour, 30 minutes. I appreciate y'all for joining. Do this again, hopefully next week. Hope to see y'all again then. Check out the videos coming up. If you haven't hit that join button already, make sure you hit join. Go to my page. Hit that join button. You're donating something small, and you get perks to go with that. Check that out. All right. See y'all next time. Adios.